What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great day. Do me a favor, smash that like button for me. Now today, we're going to talk about Jesse McFadden. If you haven't heard about this guy, let me give you somewhat of a trigger warning real quick. Even though I don't believe in trigger warnings, this guy has done some horrible things with children. And not only to children, his wife also. He's absolutely the worst type of human. His family is no longer with us. And he took the coward's way out and took himself out of this world rather than pay the price for the crimes he committed. He was the absolute scum of the earth type of person. So I don't know how his wife wouldn't know what type of person he is. I mean, I'm sure maybe he put on an act, but we know he didn't change. How do we know he didn't change, you ask? Well, he was charged and convicted with the bad crimes. And he went to prison for those bad crimes. He was charged for attacking a 15-year-old girl with a knife, trying to coerce her into sex. And he got convicted. For 20 years, he's going to prison. Now, he goes to prison, but he doesn't serve 20 years. He only serves 17. He got his good time. Now, explain to me, though, how do you get good time for the bad charges with more of those bad charges 13 years after you get the first bad charges, and you've been in prison for 13 years, and you get those bad charges again while you're in prison on a contrabanded cell phone where you've been talking to a 16-year-old girl, sharing pictures, having very graphic, explicit conversations with a 16-year-old girl. So, should have lost his good time. May 1st was supposed to be his court date for when he went for his bad charges that he got while in prison for bad charges, even though they let him out. They let him out in 2020 with the bad charges after getting charged with more bad charges and not even going to court for that yet, before the end of his full sentence. Think about that. There should be no reduced sentencing for the bad charges. Am I wrong here? Am I out of my mind with this? If you get those type of charges, especially against kids, but not only against kids, against anybody, a man or a woman, if you get the type of charges, the bad charges, where you forced somebody into something. Now, I'm not talking about absolutely every encounter where anybody says that they regret something. We're not going into all that stuff. We're just talking about the real bad charges. When you get that, you shouldn't get out. That should be it. I think it should be death penalty. I think that would put a stop to a lot of that, because it's not worth losing your life. But if you're only going to go to jail for a couple years and then get out with the freedom to do it again, and while you're in jail, you can get a phone, you can do it while you're there, apparently, right? There's no excuse. You can't take somebody who can't resist their impulses regardless of how the other person feels about the interaction. You can't take that person, put them in prison where that culture is the same there, right? It's just all one sex, but they're still having sex. There's still people getting the bad charges while they're in there. And this guy, he's in there, but he's getting the bad charges against a child again. And they still let him out. Make that make sense. The failure is with the prison system, is with the government, is with them letting somebody out who has proven that they're not rehabilitated yet, letting them out early, letting them out at all, but letting them out before their sentence is up, when they've got those type of bad charges. And then this person marries somebody with 3 children, and that person didn't know he had the bad charges. How did she not know? I don't know. Makes no sense to me, but I can't say that she knew something. I didn't know her, right? So I can't say, well, of course she knows. Of course I feel that way, but I can't say that because we don't know. We don't know what she knew. People lie. People do terrible things. And this was a terrible person. This was the worst type of person. So we know that he would be capable of lying if he's capable of murdering his entire family, leaving behind sexual stuff everywhere in the house that had 3 kids. What was he doing to the kids? Why were there restraints? Kitchen bar had restraints. The bedroom door had a deadbolt on the outside of it. Why? You've got this sick, demented person, Jesse McFadden. So he gets out of prison and he gets married to Holly McFadden in 2022. Last year, they get married. She has the 3 kids. Tiffany's 13, Michael's 15, and Riley is 17. Was anything happening to those children? I mean, they got murdered, but was other things happening to them? Why were there straps on the bar? Bondage straps. None of the computers from the house were taken. The family's there. After the police have cleared the crime scene, all the computers are there. Everything's there. Hasn't been moved. Hasn't been touched. All the handcuffs and other bondage stuff, straps with chains anchored to the damn bar. The police left all of that. No, they didn't check anything. They didn't check to see if, hey, this person who has done the bad crimes, got caught doing the bad crimes again in 2016, just now murdered his entire family. Did he commit the bad crimes on his family? We're not even interested in looking. We're not interested in checking. It's just not important. They're all dead anyway. What about other victims? What about other victims? What if there were other victims and you have DNA evidence on all that stuff that you have from this crime scene that you just didn't care to look at? Do you have no missing people from your area? Do you have no missing teenage girls from your area? Have you interviewed the family friends to see if he had ever done anything out of the way to them, or if the girls had said anything to their friends about how he was or what he would do? Now, they said that he was seemingly a good stepdad, that he would go to all their games and school events, that he was a participating member of the family. So maybe he was putting on a good act. Maybe it never crossed his wife's mind to even look into him at all. Maybe she trusted who he was on his face. Because if you think about it, you do that with a lot of people. Unless you're going to be very close with that person, you probably haven't looked too deep into them. And there's probably a few people here and there who is squeaked by, who is you haven't really checked into, but you feel like you know them very well and you're around them a lot. Maybe that's what she fell into. I don't care how much you trust the person. Google their name. Look into their history. Look and see if they have bad charges. Especially if you have kids. Make sure they don't have the bad charges against kids. And women in general, make sure they don't have the bad charges against people like you or people like me. Make sure they don't have those type of charges, because those type of people do not change. There is no rehabilitation to that. It is a sickness. It is the worst type of person you could be. Like the idea that these people are sexually attracted to a minor, to a child. But then you add to it, they don't even try to just coerce somebody to do it. If they can't talk them into it, they'll just take it by force, with weapons, whatever they have to do. Tell me why there's bondage stuff all through that house, all in the open, where 3 teenagers live, 2 girls, 1 boy. Why is there a deadbolt on the outside of the door, like where you could lock somebody inside the room? Why? What was going on there? What's on that family's computers? What's on their phones? Why are the police not looking into this more? Why are they not checking to see if there's any evidence of other possible victims that could fit the description of his targets? Why not? Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel to see more, hit that notification bell so you'll get notified anytime I post. Have a great day, and we'll see you later.